So really appreciate everyone joining today for another Alignable webinar. Just a couple little reminders here before I get started. We're going to have a Q&A at the end. This presentation right now is probably going to be about 25 to 30 minutes. Just keep all questions in the chat. Really appreciate everyone joining me today. We're doing more and more Wix webinars, and it has been really fun just talking about Wix so much more. I tend to find that Wix really is kind of like the most popular website platform, not only among small businesses, but really amongst Alignable members. So it's been really interesting. The more that we have done Wix optimization conversations and certainly talking about blogging and things like that in Wix, the audience is right away super engaged. So I've been really looking forward to this one. So this is a webinar that is part of a series of webinars we've been doing since the beginning of the year, talking about optimization, blogging, the digital consumer journey. And we really just kind of wanted to bring it all around and just focus on Wix today. So let's go ahead and jump in. Today we were talking about optimizing your Wix website. We're going to explore how to leverage Wix optimization tools, blogging, the digital consumer journey strategy, and advanced Wix features. We're going to talk about a number of different Wix features that maybe some of you are not really using to their full capacity, all towards your overall goals and your business growth. So I hope everyone will use this presentation. Just a fun reminder for everyone, because I know everyone likes to download the presentation afterwards. All of that's going to be available here on Alignable, on the Hoot Host blog, and also on our YouTube channel. The full video and downloadable presentation will be available to everyone. So topics for today, we're going to be talking about Wix SEO features. We're going to be talking about the Google SEO Essentials, and really getting into a lot of the core configurations of SEO to really help get your Wix website out there as much as possible. We're going to be talking about performance and accessibility in Wix, and really just how important that is, to really just make sure that your online presence is high performance and meeting Google standards, but also making sure that our website is inclusive and accessible for all users. We're going to get into a lot of content and marketing conversation. We're going to talk about effective blog management, and we're going to talk about the digital consumer journey in Wix and kind of how you can use blogs and the digital consumer journey together to turn your Wix website, not just have it out there as some kind of like online brochure for you, but a Wix website that's actually driving conversions and helping you build your business and really becoming like an online tool to accomplish your business goals. And then we're going to round it out with just talking about a number of advanced Wix features and the Wix app markets that I feel like a lot of business owners don't really realize the full potential and power of. So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. Let's go ahead and explore how to improve optimization and conversions in Wix. The first conversation we're going to have today is Wix SEO features. So, there's kind of like this stereotype when it comes to Wix that's kind of just lingered for a long time now, that Wix is not going to be as powerful for search engine optimization as other website platforms, and Wix just kind of comes up short when it comes to SEO. But this is not really true anymore. Wix has, especially in recent time, made tremendous gains in partnership with Google to make sure that basically all Google standards for SEO and just the full capability of getting your website out there to be found as much as possible is available to especially to small business owners, which it's just so important. So now Wix has all these great Google tools built directly into your website dashboard. So it's helping you meet current standards, it's helping you audit your website and find both the problems, but then also receive recommendations directly from Wix. And even going even further to configure technical SEO settings that previously just weren't available. So number one, right off the bat, I hope a number of people in the beginning here told me that we were using you're using Wix currently. Make sure that the SEO setup checklist is completely filled out. I can't tell you how many Wix websites I go into. We're helping someone out with their website, and I go check out the SEO checklist. It was either never filled out at all, or they answered like one or two of the questions. The SEO setup checklist in Wix is so important because what it does is it's asking you just general information about your business, but it's getting the information and structuring it in a way for Google standards so that the search engines have a complete knowledge base and understanding of what your business is and what you do and where your relevant points are. But if you don't fill it out, then you're basically just, you're not really meeting the standards and you're just not getting your website out there. So that setup checklist is a huge number one, just to make sure that all of the relevant information about your business is available to Google, and you're actually going to be, able to start to be crawled, ranked, and indexed from there. Some additional features: when you go into your website SEO, you go into the Wix SEO dashboard, you can set up your keyword and location relevance. This is super important, especially for small businesses, because all SEO starts local. It's kind of a rule that we have. You can't just be a national business overnight. You have to start with your search engine optimization and just your general online presence locally, where your business is based. Then you build up from there. So making sure that your keyword and location relevance is super, super important. And now with the Google tools built right into your Wix dashboard, you can instantly verify your domain and your sitemap right with Google, so that, directly from the integrations with Search Console and with Google Analytics, you are immediately, basically able to be crawled and indexed by Google, and you're getting your website out there right from the jump. This is something that really other website platforms, you have to get a plugin or, a paid feature to have these kind of tools, but Wix makes them available to users, basically right as soon as your plan starts. A huge one for any local business here who you actually have a physical location that your customers come to, you can set up and manage your Google business profile right from your Wix dashboard. So, when you go into the SEO dashboard, you're going to see the option for your Google business profile. Make sure that is activated. The Google business profile, to a certain degree, for our businesses that actually have a physical location, this is just as important as your website, if not more. This is where, someone is looking up your business, or, they're looking for a local service provider to do business with. This is where your reviews come up, and, information updates about your business. The Google business profile is, honestly, almost just as important as your actual website itself. And again, once you have your Wix website all set up, having Google Search Console and Google Analytics built directly into your website's backend, this is how you're able to actually track traffic and kind of monitor what you've been doing right and what you need to work on. See, a blog post or a certain page that's getting the most traffic, and kind of understand what your audience cares the most about from your actual services. So being able to track everything directly from your Wix dashboard, again, no other website platform really has this so easy. Wix really empowers you with, just so much right there. And, something that was kind of a conversation amongst a lot of SEO professionals, that, oh, you can't really, get into like higher level technical SEO and really, kind of, custom configuring a lot of your optimization settings. It's not true anymore. Now in the SEO dashboard, when you scroll down the page a bit, you're going to see all of these advanced technical SEO features for your XML sitemaps, your robots.txt, managing your redirects, your structured data, and so much more. It's really amazing that Wix just continues to really advance the just overall technical SEO configurations. It really, really is going to help everyone. And so going through all of those individual settings and just making sure that you have all of that available, and all properly configured, is very, very important. And again, just every time that you go into your website, every time you log into Wix, just go into the SEO dashboard and just run an audit. And it takes 2 seconds, and you're going to see any issues that you might be having. And Wix immediately gives you recommendations on what you need to do to fix those issues. And most of the time, they're really straightforward things that maybe you don't even need a professional to help you out. A lot of the time, it's very straightforward things that need to be adjusted. And for those of us who are running any Google ads, you can manage your Google ads directly from the Wix dashboard as well. So, when it comes to SEO, again, making sure that SEO setup checklist is the big, step one. That's really kind of creating the foundation of your overall optimization. But, again, Wix is really becoming this like all-in-one kind of powerhouse for ideal optimization. So let's kind of continue the conversation here on search engine optimization. I want to actually kind of guide people to using the Google SEO Assistant effectively. Let's talk about the Google SEO Essentials. This is something that comes up in a lot of our webinars. We talk about this for various different platforms. It's more of strategy and understanding what it takes to have your website be well optimized. So let's dig into this, because these are important configurations for every single page and post of your website. And really understanding that you can use the Wix SEO Assistant. It's really unlike any other website platform to easily and more effectively kind of manage all of the SEO configurations for your pages and your posts. So when you go into an individual page or blog post in Wix, right on the side there, you have the SEO configurations, and you can immediately be able to manage the title, just description, and image attributes for every single page. This is so important because this is actually how Google is interpreting your website and understanding what that page or post, its purpose, and what the content is actually about. And then again, being able to right there on each individual page and post to audit issues and see the recommendations that you have to make in order to meet Google standards and get all the little green checks down the page there. They actually give you a checklist. They say, hey, you need to make sure that your focus keyword is consistent with your title and your permalink structure. And even more, kind of like deeper level technical SEO settings per page and post. They give you this complete checklist breakdown, that, just in case you miss something, you're going to see the little red X and it's going to let you know, hey, you need to make sure you do this because we want to have the biggest SEO impact possible with search engines. So again, just having those audit abilities and, fully, kind of understanding all the way down to each individual page and post what you can do to have, that maximum impact. And again, some of those technical SEO things that, and again, this might go over some folks' heads. We're going to have a Q&A at the end and when we can discuss this a bit more, but all of your technical SEO settings as well on the individual page and posts, you can go through your structured data, your robots and canonical tag settings, very important. You can actually, in the bottom left-hand corner of every single page and post, it'll give you the index status of that page. So it'll actually tell you if Google currently has that page or post indexed. No other website platform does this. And you'll actually be able to say, oh, wow, this page isn't currently indexed with my Google Search Console. And right there from that bottom left-hand corner, you can request the page be indexed on Google. So you can just go through and just make sure every single page is getting out there. And again, that's how you're going to start to drive more organic search traffic to your website. It's so, so important. Another really important feature, this is kind of more of like a presentation and, just kind of proper representation, I guess I should call it. You can configure the social and share settings for every single page and post. When you go into the SEO settings, there's a couple tabs come up and you're going to see social and share. When you click on that, this is for setting the thumbnail and the proper preview. So if someone goes and shares, let's say, your blog post, and they put it on Facebook or Alignable or any other platform, the proper preview and description is going to come up, for the content and information of that page or post. Very, very important. And this is something that a lot of people just kind of let slide by. So then when someone goes and shares some of your information, it's not properly representing your business or the content of that page or post. And unfortunately, you lose potential leads and customers that way. It's something that, again, all these little things, they take a minute or two. Wix gives us the checklist to make sure that, hey, make sure you do all these things. So just don't leave that page or post until you see all those green check marks. And that's how you know you're going to have the most effective, overall online presence possible. And again, being able to scan the website when you go into the performance dashboard in Wix through the SEO dashboard, just make sure that you're always scanning. We're going to talk a lot more about performance and accessibility in just a minute. A quick reminder for everyone here, we just did a webinar just right back in January where we went into SEO and overall optimization in way more detail. I know I'm breaking down a lot of technical things here today, but if you really want to get very technical and have a lot more of those technical questions answered, go to our YouTube. You can just go to YouTube, search for Hoot Host. Our channel will come right up. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put all of our webinars and highlight clips and everything all on there. But watch the SEO webinar especially because that webinar just from January was a huge success, and I saw a lot of business owners get a lot of their questions answered, and really kind of figuring things out. So really just want to make sure everyone sees that, and you can go a whole lot deeper on SEO in that conversation. Let's kind of just continue a little bit more of the technical conversation here. We're going to talk a whole lot more about content for the second half of the webinar, but real quick here, I also just want to talk about performance and accessibility in Wix. So when it comes to Wix, again, they're a proprietary platform, the hosting, everything is all kind of all in one. And they do automatically optimize most of the elements of your website. But I see this way too much with a lot of Wix websites, where, people just assume, oh, they just optimize everything. And they just start uploading huge photos and huge videos and everything. Even a platform like Wix, which they have awesome CDN integrations and best-in-class hosting all wrapped into your website plan, but you can still slow it down. So it is kind of up to us to be responsible and just make sure that we're not, kind of just messing up the overall performance of the website. And then another factor too that I wanted to point out here is accessibility. While Wix, again, they really do much better on the accessibility fronts than other website platforms. If you're on a platform like WordPress or or Shopify or something like that, you have to kind of jump through a lot more hoops to make sure you're meeting all the accessibility compliance standards. Wix does make it a lot more straightforward, but there are some tools here that I want to talk about that really are going to help you, take your performance and accessibility to a whole other level. So number one, again, going back to the performance and SEO dashboard, make sure you are running the Google PageSpeed simulator so that you know what your website's kind of ranking is and kind of where you're at. And again, they're going to give you the issues and the recommendations on what you need to do in order to increase your score. We want all of those circles to be in the green. We want to make sure our performance and our accessibility scores are as high as possible because they do play into how Google sees our website and how well we're going to end up being ranked. And it's also a user experience conversation. We don't want people sitting there like, why is this website not loading? Or, if they have a mobility or a hearing or a visual issue, if they have any type of disability like that and they can't actually interact with your website, that's a huge issue too. So just a bullet point here of a couple important points. Again, avoid large image and video files that are going to slow your website down. It takes a matter of seconds to use Canva or Photoshop or other free tools that are out there to just make sure you're optimizing those things and you're not uploading like gigs of information that are going to mess Wix up. I see this all the time, so I really have to harp on that one. Wix is kind of a cool platform, very trendy. There's a lot of cool bells and whistles and animations and things that you can add into your website. As great as that is, and sometimes they might work for your particular brand. You want to have a cool thing slide in from the side or fade in or video, some motion things, whatever. For most business websites, that's usually not needed. And it's way more important for us to meet standards, especially with Google, than it is to kind of have, the overly fancy online presence. So something I really kind of, really push on a lot of small businesses is don't do all the flashy stuff. Have a straightforward, professional, clean online presence that's representing your business and your service as well, and meet Google standards, and you're going to have way more success than having some flashy thing moving around the page. Another one too, when you're scanning the website, making sure that your mobile score especially is as high as possible. I see it way too often. Everyone goes, oh, my Wix score is really good. Well, they show you desktop and mobile. You want to make sure that the mobile is as high as possible. Desktop is pretty much always going to be a high score. It's very easy to get a high score on desktop. Mobile is where the challenge is. We don't want to see green for desktop and red for mobile. We want to try to get that mobile score as high as possible. It's very, very important. And for anyone who is having potential performance issues in Wix, your site's just kind of loading kind of slow, it doesn't, not really doing a great job. This is something that's actually really cool, and it's been expanding in Wix a lot more. We're going to talk about the app market a lot more in a minute, but if you go into the app market and you search performance tools, there are some really great performance tools now that will help your Wix website load much faster through minify and caching and compressing. It will really kind of help you on the performance front. In a similar vein there, talking about the app market, a tool that I always really recommend, and again, Wix is great on compliance for the most part, but you can really go the extra mile by installing UserWay. Hoothost is a UserWay partner. We always highly recommend them for any website platform, but with Wix, they have the app built right in. So you can install UserWay. It's going to be that little icon in the bottom left-hand corner. Sometimes it's a handicap icon or a human icon. You have that installed. That's for people with mobility, visual, or hearing disabilities. It's very, very important to make sure we're meeting ADA compliance. Even small businesses now are facing lawsuits because of their website not meeting ADA compliance. For a while, it was just hospitality and medical and things like that, but now it's kind of affecting all different types of businesses. It's very important to make sure you meet ADA compliance. It's not just a legal, guideline and requirement. It's also kind of, think of it as like a, it's a social responsibility. We want to make sure that anyone, regardless of their situation, is able to interact with our website and, hopefully be able to do business with us as well. So think of it as being, making your website as open to everyone as possible, which, ultimately we should do. That's the whole point of the internet. And again, another great thing about Wix that other website platforms simply just don't even have, you have to go and get some third party involved if you're using WordPress or another platform. With Wix, the cookie consent banner is built into the platform, but it's very important for everyone to know it's not automatic. You have to make sure that you go and make sure it's activated. You go to privacy, cookie consent, and just make sure that the banner is activated. Wix is really great that it's going to be automatically up to date with the current Google consent mode standards, but you have to make sure the banner is activated so that you're meeting GDPR compliance and CCPA compliance. Very, very important. My little subtext here on the bottom of this slide is that, meeting ADA and WCAG, GDPR and CCPA compliance, all these acronyms, they're very, very important. And even on a platform like Wix that is proprietary, they give you a lot more advantages than other platforms do, but it's still the responsibility of you, the business owner, to make sure that your website is meeting compliance standards. So, definitely refer to these tools that I've talked about. Go through the app market. They have a whole bunch of really great accessibility plugins and tools. Very important. Make sure that you're meeting these standards. It's just going to help your business, avoid issues. And again, think of it as a social responsibility. So let's get away from the technical conversation here. Let's start talking about content, because, again, a lot of the webinars that we've done lately, they're really driven towards what alignable business owners, kind of tend to have the most issue with. And, a big one that definitely comes up for a lot of alignable members is blogging. So, and just writing, great content for your website to really help it get out there the most. So first off here, let's talk about effective blog management. This is a really big conversation. So we just did another webinar about this recently, and I'm going to just remind everyone about that in a second to go watch that webinar where we just talk about blogging. But I really want to talk about the possibilities of blogging within Wix, because it's so underestimated, Wix, and it really is such a powerful blogging tool. And when you're using all of the features available to you correctly, you can have an unbelievable blog in Wix. So, first off, the Wix interface. I know we have a lot of Wix users here in the audience. All of that great interactive drag and drop tool that you can use for editing your pages and building your website, that still applies to the blog post as well. So, you can build these engaging blog posts with all these cool layouts and dropping media in wherever you want. It's so much more kind of like free and easy to use than other website platforms. So, it's no big surprise that, people who do it right, they have these really engaging blog posts. So you're blogging consistently and you're able to build topic authority with Google, and your blog posts are getting out there on search results and bringing organic traffic into your website, but they're also just beautiful posts with great messaging and media and everything. So when you're really using it to its full capacity, I mean, to me, there's just, Wix really takes blogging to another level. And they just make it easy for the non-technical, person to be able to do it too. Their drag and drop features, they really just help you make your blog so impactful. But let's talk about the content aspect though. Yeah, it can look great on Wix, but let's just talk about what it takes to actually get your blog posts out there. So, this third bullet point here, strictly follow Google's helpful content algorithm. We talk about this a lot more in the Harnessing Blog Post webinar that we just did recently, but I just really want to harp on this again because it's very important. And I see we have a lot of new folks here in the audience, so let's make sure we talk about this right now. Think of your business in topics where, let's come up with 3 to 5 topics that are relating to your business, your services, your location. And now within those topics, let's think of the questions that typical customers or leads are asking about those services that relate to your business. And from those questions, let's build blog posts and let's build articles and let's answer people's questions. So that is basically what the Google Helpful Content algorithm is now. Google wants us to be answering the questions of search engine visitors, and just basically, you putting out helpful information. No big sales pitches, no kind of spammy behavior or anything like that. You're not trying to, cheat the system to, quickly get customers or anything like that. You're putting out genuinely helpful content and just general information that is answering those people's questions and just providing them with kind of the ideal just online searching experience. So the more that you do this now, you're going to start to rise in the ranks. Blog posts that are very spammy and self-promotional and kind of doing a lot of outdated practices, they're already getting dropped in ranking, and even some websites in recent time are being de-indexed completely from Google. It's pretty crazy. But if you're following the helpful content algorithm and you're just putting information out, it's still related to your business. So you're driving the right targeted people to your blog posts. But the more that you're doing this, you're actually going to rise in the ranks, because this is what Google now wants everyone to do. It's really just about being helpful and just putting out, quality information. We talk a lot more about what's called EEAT in our blogging webinar. I'm going to show everyone that in a second. But it's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. The more that you're sharing your expertise and your personal stories and just helping people by providing good information, you're going to rise in authority, for the topics that you talk about. And over time, you're going to gain Google's trust and you're going to rise in the ranks. That's the whole game right there. So really make sure that you're following that idea and just putting out information that's just helpful to people. So now, we're going to talk about the digital consumer journey and some marketing talk in just a minute. But just something to think about here, because everyone goes, but I can't talk about my business in blog posts. You can just put links and things into that helpful content that are kind of just subtly nudging people forward into the pillar pages and service pages of your website. So you're answering their questions, and then you're going, hey, if you want to learn more about this particular topic, jump over to our service page. Once they get over into your actual website away from the blog post, then that's your opportunity to collect the lead and kind of talk about what makes your business special and what you bring to the table for that particular topic or service. That's kind of the way you should be structuring it. So, you won't, even if your blog is getting a lot of attention, it doesn't mean, and you can't really, pitch yourself or anything, in that blog post, because you're just putting on helpful content by following the algorithm. Doesn't mean you're going to lose opportunities, because if you're structuring the blog post correctly and you're kind of, gently nudging people forward, you're still going to drive people into the next stage of the digital consumer journey that we're going to talk about, where people in the discovery stage are finding your blog post and you can move them into consideration of potentially doing business with you. We're going to talk about that a lot more in 1 second. Again, make sure that you are using the Wix SEO Assistant so that all of your blog posts are just as impactful as possible. All of those settings and configurations are just met, especially just the titles, description, focus keyword. So huge, just so Google knows what that post is about and it can start to recommend people to you. And then real quick, I just wanted to talk about some additional really cool features that kind of Wix has, and I don't really see any other website platforms doing, unless you bring a developer or something in. You can have multilingual support on your blog posts. Pretty cool. So you can cater to all audiences. You want to be able to flip it over to Spanish? Easy. French, whatever, it doesn't matter. They have multilingual support, so you can cater to all audiences. And this is something that I see a lot of people doing, and it's a very cool feature. Let's say you want to have paid exclusive content posts. You want to have someone, they have to pay $1 before they can read, this very important information that you're putting out. For special blog posts like that, you can do that on Wix, and it's a very straightforward process. If anyone has any questions about that, I'm happy to answer at the end. And also, for those of us who are using a professional content writer, Hoothost, we offer a blogging service. Whenever we're working with a Wix user, it's very easy for you just to invite a professional content writer right into your system. You don't have to worry about security or anything like that. Wix really has that much more figured out than most. So let's just move forward here real quick. I just want to, just one more reminder for a way more detailed conversation about blogging, EEAT, Google's helpful content algorithm. Make sure you go over to YouTube, search for Hoothost. You'll find the Harnessing the Power of Blogging webinar. Really, really important conversation, and it's something that I know a lot of Alignable members struggle with. So please make sure that you check that out. Let's continue the conversation here, because blogging and this next conversation are so closely related. Let's talk about the digital consumer journey and lead generation. So I was just talking about the helpful content algorithm, and that's kind of like step one. That's the discovery stage of kind of, what is traditionally known as the buyer's journey or the customer journey. Kind of the more modern sort of phrase for it is the digital consumer journey. So this is a means of understanding how search engine visitors find and interact with your website based on their intent, kind of like where they're at in like the research and information stage. And really, just kind of understanding, this is how Google ideally wants us to structure our website, but it's also a way that you're structuring a website to create a high conversion website that, it's not just this online brochure, it's actually a marketing tool for your business that you're bringing people in from search engines, you're converting them into leads and customers, and you're growing your business. So the more that you structure your website around this strategy, you're going to find more success online. So let's just go over the 5 stages here. We have a whole nother webinar about this that was from February. Again, go to our YouTube channel, you'll find that as well. You'll see what we did from January. It was SEO, digital consumer journey, blogging, and now we're talking about, kind of platform-specific conversations with Wix here today. But these marketing conversations are so important, even when we're just talking about particular website platforms. So the discovery stage, step 1. This is your helpful content blogs, maybe some landing pages that you've put out that aren't really linked to your website, and you're just sharing helpful information to help people kind of find you and, really help them with kind of like where they're at, for their particular questions or issues that they might be having. From those blog posts, you can link people forward into your website to your primary pillar pages with more information or just a service page. This is moving them into what's called the consideration stage. Here in the consideration stage, unlike the helpful content stage where you can't really talk about yourself too much, now in the consideration stage, you can say, hey, you were interested in that topic, you came over here. Now let's talk about what my company can kind of bring to the table, why we're different. We have all these years of experience. And if you're interested in doing business with us, fill out this form, capture that lead there in the consideration stage. This is your opportunity to actually engage and, potentially, either move someone forward to the action stage when now they're actually going to, commit to our desired action of our website, or at the very least, we're just capturing that lead and they're letting you know, like, hey, I'm interested, you can follow up with me via email or phone. But if they do move forward from the consideration stage and they go, oh, okay, I can even just sign up for something right here, or I can make a consultation, whatever it might be, then they can move forward into the next stage here, which is the action stage. This might be making a purchase or signing up for something, booking a consultation, or even just filling out your contact form. Whatever your desired action of your website is, this needs to be the 3rd stage. We gave them information, they moved to consideration, we told them why we're special, and then, right now is the action, their choice if they're going to do business with us or not. From this action stage, this is really the whole kind of 3-step process there of the buyer's journey for us to, really turn our website into a growth and, business generating sort of avenue of our business. Very important. But there are 2 additional stages here that are also very, very important. We got their business now, right? But we still want our website to continue to serve customers. And this is where the retention stage is very important, because a website ultimately it's a communication tool, right? It's a means of our both potential customers and active customers to continue to engage with us, to communicate with us, and find information that they have, that for questions that they might have. So we want the retention stage to be, we need our website to have support, effective communication, maybe FAQs. So whether a potential customer or an active customer, if they have any questions or concerns or anything like that, your website serves that purpose. And once you effectively have good retention, you're making happy customers is, ultimately the most important thing, right? But over time, what happens is you get to the last stage here, which is the advocacy stage. This brings the whole circle all the way back around. Advocacy becomes people recommending you, writing testimonials for you, going to your Google business profile and leaving a positive review for other people to see. Maybe they join your affiliate or your partner program. And the more testimonials that you have and reviews that you have featured on your website, it instills trust and it helps people really come around full circle, because now I'm a potential customer. I come to this website, they just gave me this great information, answered my question. I can see that they're a great business and they're showing me, reasons why they are really great at what they do. And I see all these great testimonials and reviews. The more advocacy you have, guess what? The more business you're going to grow. So it's when you're really following the digital consumer journey, it's a full circle. And when done right, it will really help you continue to grow your business. So let's kind of talk about, I just mentioned like lead generation in there and like capturing people's information and things like that. For a lot of Wix users, that's kind of a challenge. They don't really know how to do that. So let's talk about Wix advanced features and the app market. This is another really important conversation that I feel like a lot of Wix users, they just don't really, take it to the full capability of what Wix really gives you. So compared to other website platforms, you hear like WordPress. WordPress has a million plugins and all these developers and everything, right? But the problem with a platform like that is you go and install a plugin, guess what happens a lot of the time? You break your website. It takes the whole thing offline. Now you got to hire a developer to figure out what you did wrong and why it broke your website. That simply doesn't happen with Wix, because Wix has by far the most moderated third-party app marketplace than any other website platform. So you can very, with great confidence know that you're going to install one of these third-party apps and it's not going to, create any issues for your website. And you can go onto the app market to find popular tools for marketing and CRM, especially. So we were just talking about lead capture, right? On those service pages and on your consideration stage, like pillar pages and information pages, you can integrate with a CRM tool or with a marketing tool that's going to give you the ability to perform right there on the top of those pages. So when someone lands on that page, they just came over from a blog post or a landing page. They land on that consideration stage and they're reading more information and they go, oh yeah, I'll fill out this form because I want to do business with this company. If you don't give them that form option, then they're you don't know who they are, and you won't capture that information. Once they're in and you actually capture that information, now you can roll them into your email marketing, your SMS marketing, and things like that. But if you don't have that lead capture, you're not really effectively growing your list. So things like marketing and CRM integration, advanced functionality. You want to scale your website to offer membership or subscriptions. You want to sell online courses or digital products. All of that is capable with Wix. And through the app market, you have all these great membership and subscription tools and digital course tools. I'm sure there's some coaches and consultants in the group. Things like that are, can really help you scale your business and have that functionality in a very straightforward fashion with Wix. E-commerce. We didn't really get to focus on it too much today. We're going to do a whole nother webinar just about Wix e-commerce very soon, but it's so underestimated that platforms like WooCommerce and Shopify, they are terrified because they know Wix is coming for them. The Wix e-commerce platform is amazing. So if you're looking to sell online products or just even sell an individual course or a program or something like that, doing it through your Wix website is very straightforward, and you can create a really amazing e-commerce user experience. For my coaches, my consultants, and people like that in the group, or just anyone who needs like a calendar, especially if you're using Wix, do not use Calendly or any of that type of stuff. Wix bookings is amazing. So for your calendar and your appointment booking, look into Wix bookings. It's very simple to integrate, and it's an amazing booking platform. With the app market, you can go in to find all types of really cool social media, advertising, and affiliate program third-party add-ons. You can integrate with your social media. Again, when we're talking about performance and accessibility, there's a bunch of really awesome accessibility tools. I tend to recommend UserWay the most, but there's so many great tools in there, and there's great like SEO AI tools you can integrate and have an AI actually assist you with your SEO. And a lot of these tools are free too. So it's like, why would you not use them? And you can really help take your online presence to a much higher level. And again, turn it into a marketing tool for your business. Really, really, really important. And even for things like advanced design, animations, and things. Again, I don't really recommend those for businesses, but the app market has so much cool stuff. You got to check it out. So let's just have some reminders and recap here. I'm going a little longer than I anticipated, but I get really excited when I talk about Wix. So again, Wix is arguably the #1 website platform amongst small businesses, and especially alignable members. Most alignable members who I connect with that already have a website, they're usually on Wix. So if you're using it, you're certainly not alone, and I think it really is the most popular platform for alignable members. just because it's a great all-in-one solid platform. It provides all the optimization, blogging, and tools that you need. It really just comes down to, are you using everything that they're giving you, or are you not? Most of the time, folks are not. That's why we do these webinars, to educate you and let you know of all these capabilities that are there. You just got to, invest a little bit of time to figure out, what's in front of you. So again, fill out the SEO checklist. This is so, so important. It's the foundation of the house. It's everything. It's really the most important kind of takeaway for today. If you do have time and you can do a little reading, or potentially just ask a professional like myself for if you have any questions, go through those additional SEO settings too. Because if you can go through and make sure all of that is properly configured, game changer. It's going to make your website just so much more optimized and get out there on Google way more. For all of your pages and your posts, make sure you are filling out all of the SEO assistant checklist. It's right there on the side, left side. It's going to tell you, hey, you need to add this feature. You need to, just make sure that, this particular keyword is set, or whatever it might be. Make sure you're following all of those steps that the SEO assistant gives you. For those of you who have a physical location, an office, or let's say you're a restaurant or something like that, set up and manage your Google business profile directly through Wix. So important. Again, I really hope anyone who qualifies for it, make sure that you're using your Google business profile. In the SEO webinar, we talk about that a lot more as well, like really the full capability of your Google business profile. Very important. Make sure you're scanning your website for all performance. If any little errors are coming up, they're going to give you the recommendation on how to fix that error. Make sure you are doing that. Take time. A lot of it's little small, simple stuff that takes 5 minutes to fix too. Definitely integrate with UserWay and make sure that your website is meeting ADA compliance. Very, very important. A lot of Wix websites I see sometimes they're not doing too great on the accessibility thing. It's very, very important. And again, make sure that you're just structuring your website and you're constantly always thinking about the digital consumer journey. The more that you are thinking about that and structuring your blogs and your service pages, thinking about lead generation, the more that you're doing that, your website's going to become a tool to help you grow your business. It's not just going to be this online brochure that's like this static thing and doesn't do anything for you. You want your website to be a marketing tool. That's the way to do it. And again, for any advanced features, you want to scale, get into e-commerce, selling things, offering a program, an online course or something like that. Go through the e-commerce settings and you can accomplish all of that with Wix. So for anyone here who might be having, maybe you just need help, or you're having a particular struggle with blogging or something like that, maybe you should try Hoothost. So we do have a Wix website and maintenance and management plan. And for everyone who has stuck with me, which seems like a whole bunch of people are still here with me, for everyone who has stayed with me all the way to the end here, if you go over to Hoothost, find our Wix maintenance plan. If you use code HOOTWP at checkout, we are going to give everyone who uses that code HOOTCRM completely for free. This is our CRM and all-in-one marketing platform. So with HootCRM, you can handle all of your email marketing, your social media management, imagine being able to post to all your social media networks from one dashboard. Your contacts management, managing your leads and pipelines. If you have Calendly or a calendar tool like that and you're kind of sick of it, it doesn't really work that great, we have our own calendar and booking system that is phenomenal and really helps a lot of business owners. And you can build funnels and landing pages and all types of really great marketing tools. So we're giving this completely away for free. It integrates directly with your Wix website. And our Wix maintenance plan is just $100 a month. There's no contract. You can cancel at any time. So I really hope everyone will check that out. With our Wix maintenance plan, we handle all of your page edits and design updates. We do a blog post per month for you, and we work with you, on blogging strategy to help you kind of get out there much more. Things like that conversion and consumer journey strategy, we help you with that and structuring your website correctly. We go through all of your SEO settings and make sure all of those things are covered. And again, we're giving away HootCRM here completely for free. Such a valuable tool, and I really hope everyone will check that out. Another just reminder here, we're going to have one again tomorrow. I really hope everyone will join the Wiser Way Weekly Connect. This is in the Hoothost community group. Every single Friday. It's not like this where it's like me giving a webinar presentation. It's an open discussion, open kind of format where, everyone's just coming in and they have website or marketing questions, and we're all just having a big discussion and we're helping each other out. A lot of the times it could be, some of the technical stuff that I don't have time to get to in these webinars. So if you have any particular website or marketing questions, feel free to come over to the Wiser Way Weekly Connect. It's every Friday now. We're doing it 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. Come into those. It's a great way to network and meet other people from the Hoothost community group. And also just, kind of figure out, some of those, technical issues that maybe you're having. Another just reminder here real quick, while I have everyone's attention, on May 8th, I have committed to a huge series of webinars with Alignable Education. These are the bigger webinars that go out to all of Alignable. So it puts a lot of pressure on me, of course, but this is good. On May 8th, we're going to be talking about website platforms. We're going to be talking about CRM and kind of, some of the tools and features I was just talking about, your email marketing, your contact management, and things like that. Basically using marketing integrations in your website to, really help you get the most out of your website and start, again, to kind of make it more of a marketing tool, not just an online brochure. So with all of that said, I think we still got some people hanging out here with me. I will take some questions now. So let's start a conversation about Wix. Again, I really appreciate everyone joining today. I went a little longer than expected. And I really hope everyone will join the Hoothost community group. If you are a member already, we greatly appreciate it. But if you're not, just go search for us, Hoothost in groups. And if you have time to leave us a review, we really appreciate that as well.